Our cavalcade of guests parading through the Honda studios continues with a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of my favorite people that I've gotten to meet throughout my years covering the National Football League, from the New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP here with Football in America. Mr. Drew Brees, good to see you, sir.
You too, always.
How's everything?
Everything's great.
So, you know, I got to start with this, man. The Pro Bowl, I'm sure you heard it so many times over and over again. I can't keep my kids' hands to themselves. So to see you with those boys on that side, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
So the most important question is, how did that land with your wife? What was that conversation like when it all came down to
Yeah,
it with your wife after?
There's always that balance, right? Of,
great way to start it.
Which, she looks at me and says, our boys have no discipline. They do not listen. I said, babe, they're boys.
They're
like,
boys.
boys will be boys. They're still like making all those connections in their brain. Like they can't help themselves, you know? And like, that's how me and my brother were. And I remember those days, and those are some of the best moments, but there is, what I've tried to teach them is, hey, time and place, right? Okay, there's like if we're in the living room and we're on the carpet and we can sit there and we can wrestle all day long, right? But then we're out in public, we're at a restaurant, we're in a place where it requires you to sit and listen and be quiet and each meal, and don't get up and don't goof around and don't hit your brother. So the whole time and place thing is the struggle right now.
Yeah, because when we were growing up, when I was, with my brother and you with your siblings, right?
Yeah.
Dad wasn't being interviewed on ESPN during the Pro Bowl. These things happen. And the thing that really struck me, and we talked about it too with the guys here, is your oldest, who clotheslined.
The youngest.
The youngest. Yeah. That was the little boy you had in your hands.
I know.
At the Super Bowl with the headsets on.
Yeah.
And for me, just seeing, my God, where has the time gone? Have you?
Yeah, that's
back and just.
That's the incredible thing. He's 9 years old now, and he was one. So that was 8 years ago. And here he is. He's this little person now. That I'm having real conversations with, and watching him grow and develop and learn. And now he's got a couple younger brothers and a baby sister to go along with it. So it's amazing how our family's grown and how time has flown. But also, now that they can be a part of what Dad does. I mean, I think we all, when I first got into this game, I never dreamed that I'd play this long, number one, but also get to a point where I would have kids that would genuinely be able to be a part of this. And these are things they're going to remember. They're going to remember going to the Pro Bowl and meeting their favorite players from around the league in the locker room and being part of that and being on the sideline. I mean, these are moments that we're able to create for them that might inspire them, might lead them to, go on and do whatever they're going to do in life, but be a real positive influence for them.
So what are you doing, Drew Brees, now that you didn't have to do when you were younger, for you to have to maintain the abilities that you have right now? What part of your regimen you have to focus on that you're doing?
When you're young, you're like a cheetah. Like you just get up and go. You don't really need to stretch or anything. You see it, you go. Now just the daily regiment requires a little more, kind of getting up and getting the body loose, and a lot more maintenance, just a lot more little things to care for the body. And the focus on recovery now is even more important than the training itself.
How so?
So once again, you've got to maintenance everything from, my arm to just my overall body, my mind. I mean, just the way. Every offseason, I take a little time off. So I'm in that phase right now. Hey, season's over. I take a few weeks where I'm going to do a lot of things that I enjoy doing. I'm going to bike. I'm going to paddleboard. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to get out. I'm going to, break a sweat. But I'm staying out of the weight room. I'm staying away from football. I'm not picking up a football. I think it's healthy to get away. But then once I start training again, it's all right. Here's my plan. This is what I need to work on from a fundamental mechanical standpoint. I'm going to work on that. This is what I'm going to do from a training standpoint. This is what I want to do from a recovery standpoint. Hey, what kind of information and education is out there that I could potentially add to my routine this year that I didn't know about in years past that could help me? At the end of the day, it's how can I play at the highest level possible and do it on a consistent basis?
Am I going to see a DB9 book or a DB9 program or anything like that? You've got that coming?
No.
Or Tom's cornered the market on that, or
no? Listen, he obviously has an incredible routine. I mean, look at the results, right? And he's building a brand with the TB12 brand. But listen, there's a lot of things that I think if we're talking football, you know, I could sit here and tell you that I'm focused on being the best that I can be for this upcoming season, and I think we have a real chance to make a run at it. And then there's plenty of stuff from a foundation perspective, from a business perspective that I'm working on as well. But you know, that all balances itself out.
Drew Brees here on the Rich Eisen Show. When should we expect to hear about your contract? What do you think on that front?
Well, it'll happen when it happens. I mean, listen, there's a very systematic and I think respectful manner in which we approach that, you know, and then have every time a deal has come up, you know, with the Saints. So I'm confident that'll get done when it gets done. I don't know if it'll be prior to free agency or after. I assume it'll be before. But we haven't even had those discussions, to be honest with you, just because, hey, the season's over. It's still all fresh. We're all kind of decompressing, and I'm sure we'll circle up and do that in due time.
Condon's still your guy, right?
Yep.
Tom is? Okay.
Yep.
Did Tom get a phone call when Alex Smith's numbers?
Huh?
Did Tom get a phone call from you when Alex Smith's numbers
I think he did that deal because I think he represents Alex. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I'm pretty
well, that
sure,
said, did you?
No, I mean, listen, I haven't even thought about numbers or anything either. I'm just enjoying time with my family right now.
What about what happened in this building? Does that ever hit you? Over the last couple of weeks about how the Saints season ended in this building at all?
Yeah, my mind will go there at times, you know, just because, you know, you think about what could have been, and to have the opportunity to go to the NFC Championship game, play at Philly, you know, I think we all felt like we were building something with our team and we had it going, you know, and to overcome what we overcame in that building, you know, when I went back and watched the film, you know, we played terrible in the first half, got down 17-0, which you'd say insurmountable odds in a building like that on the road, playoffs, that kind of thing. But to overcome what we did, to take the lead, 25 seconds left, I mean, you feel pretty good about your chance of winning at that point.
Right.
But just you know, that last play, obviously that's tough for all of us, and yet, you know, I think there's things you can learn, and also a little bit of an edge that's created, you know, as we begin to think about and build for next year.
When did you watch that film?
It took me about 5 days before I could turn it on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you're just kind of playing it over and over in your mind. And, again, we have a lot to be proud of as a team. I mean, to overcome an 0-2 start, win 8 in a row, win the division, NFC South, that put 3 teams in the playoffs, to watch the young guys grow and mature, and then to start looking at the future as to what we can build, you know, if we approach it the right way.
So many great young dynamic players on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
You as one of the top leaders, not just for your team, but in the whole league. What did you say to Marcus Williams after the game?
Well,
what did you say to him?
I told him, I said, listen, we believe in you. We love you. And I think that you're going to be one of the best free safeties in this league. And you're going to look back on this moment, and it's going to be something that's going to help make you stronger and be a part of your success in the future. I mean, I think that's certainly, all of us have had tough moments in our careers where we could have gone one of 2 directions, right? You know, you either go in the tank or you find a way to turn it around for good. And I think this is all part of the growth and developmental process for young players, you know. And there's not a guy who I'm more excited about on our team as it pertains to what he means to our team than Marcus Williams. He's going to be a great player for us, and I'm happy to call him a teammate.
So do you still have the number 45 for an age still in your mind? Is that still something you're thinking about?
I said that a couple years ago, you know, just as, hey, certainly this is possible. Do I think it's something I could do? Yes. Am I going to do it? I don't know. I'm really just taking it 1 year at a time. I had so much fun playing football this year, more fun than I've had in a long, long time. A lot of that had to do with the guys that I'm going to work with every day and just being in the locker room. But in large part, too, that was because my mindset this year was I'm just solely focused on this year. I really don't care about this future. That's why I didn't even want to entertain contract discussions prior to the season, you know, adding years and extension. I just want to play this year. I want to focus on this year being the best that I can be for my team, and let's see where we can take it. And we took it pretty far, and I'm going to take the same approach for however many years I play. I'm taking the same approach, and that is this next year is the most important year.
All right, tell me about football in America. Flag Football League you launched in your adopted state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Tell me about this here.
We've been thinking about this for a few years now, and really I think the motivation, the inspiration behind FNA or Football in America is to create the standard for flag football in this country. I think that it's really fractured at this point. You know, there's so many different leagues. Everybody's playing by different rules. There's no real uniform, method or what have you. And so the idea was, let's create the standard, the gold standard for flag football, and do it in a way that we could expand this throughout the entire country. Not only create a safe, fun, family-friendly environment to play flag football, but also potentially, I think, save the game of football, because so many parents are concerned about their kids playing tackle that a lot of them don't feel like there's any other alternative. Well, there is an alternative. It's Football in America. It's FNA. It's a co-ed K-8 flag football league. We launched it this spring in New Orleans. We had 2 leagues, and then in Baton Rouge we had 1 league. It's a spring and fall league, so we'll have probably 7 to 8 leagues in this spring. We'll have 15 to 20 come next fall. We've got a website. It's playfna.com. You can find out more information there.
Before I let you go, last time you were on, we had you throw a football through a piece of bread in San Francisco. We don't have any of that, although we did use it on our Emmy reel. We were Emmy nominated that year, so thank you for being part.
Yeah, happy to have a small part of that.
We always enjoy having you on. We have a new game called Start, Bench, Cut, where we give you 3 options. You have to start one, bench one, you have to cut one, sort of like that old, blank, marry, kill game that we all played back in the day. We don't play it anymore.
Yesterday.
Okay.
It's time. Start now. Bench.
Just sit down and be quiet.
Or cut.
Get out.
All right, now, Drew, this might put you a little bit on the spot here, but do you have the 3 choices for him, Chris Brockman, here?
Bench,
on the
start,
right side?
cut.
You gotta,
I do.
You got to start one, you
go.
must bench one, you have to cut one.
Your favorite talk show host: Rich Eisen, Dan Patrick, Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I know. I know you're very fond of Ellen. You were just on the show. You love going to Ellen. Drew Brees. Okay, here we go.
All right. So I'm sorry, but Ellen is my New Orleans girl, right? So I'm going to start Ellen. Okay, I'm going to start Ellen. Okay.
Oh boy.
I was not given a Traeger grill this time by Dan Patrick, so I'm going to bench him.
Oh.
Okay, but listen to me. No, but listen.
Okay.
The symbolic of the breaking of bread, I look at as the cutting of bread.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm going to cut bread with you.
The reality is a little harsh.
Wow.
But these are the things that
Did you see the symbolism that I brought?
No,
into that?
I definitely see the symbolism.
Yeah, I tried to kind of separate the
No, see, I got to be honest. I knew I'd lose out to Ellen with you.
Yeah.
That I knew.
Yeah.
Okay, because I see you on her show, and by the way, and I once playing poker.
Yeah.
With Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Felt at her, knocked her out of the game. She called me a word that is flat out unmentionable.
Really?
On television.
Really?
Yes. So all of that together, she's a competitor. You're a competitor. I understand. You're going to start her. I guess we got to get him a nice parting gift, will you, please? Because we got to get off. We got to get off the Turk, and I got to get on the bench. Hey, man, love having you here, Drew.
You too. Always.
Say hi to Brittany for me, please. And give me one more time. It's FNA, right?
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
What it is?
So playfna.com.
Okay. And your foundation? What's your website for your foundation?
Well, Brees Dream Foundation is the foundation, but it's just drewbrees.com to find out more information. Yeah.
You are the man, sir.
You're the man.
Congrats on everything that's going on with you and all your beautiful children. I can't believe that's that little boy that you were holding with the confetti coming down.
Yeah, crazy.
And now he's clotheslining siblings.
Yes.
It's fantastic. All right, so check it out with Drew Brees.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.